Hello everyone, I'm Trina and welcome to my channel.
I'm without fear. I just live my life.
And today I'm going to be telling you guys my experience with working in a factory. Working in a factory was not my ideal job. That's not something I ever wanted to do. It was just something that I needed at the time, just to have some money in my pocket. Factory and warehouse jobs you can get. There's other jobs out there, but factory and warehouse work are just the easiest to make a lot of money when you don't have a lot of experience. And so that's how I ended up working in a factory. And I originally just wanted to work there for just a year. I didn't want to work there long at all, but I ended up working at different factories and warehouse for maybe 3 to 4 years. What I did like about the factories is that learning about the parts, seeing how the parts work, how they put together. Certain parts were special, some of them have to be heat treated, and it was just really a cool learning experience, seeing how all of that works. You deal with some small parts that are really, really important for the car, and then they'll explain to you why. Learning about the parts really interested me. But other than that, standing on my feet for 8 hours, achy back is sore, tired all the time. It was no joke. But when they say you have to get broken in, that's what they say, you have to get broken in. Eventually when I got broken in, that's when you would just get into a routine and you just kind of get used to it. You could sit down for a little minute, for a little bit, but once you sit down and you get back up, to me, honestly, it felt worse when you took a little break and got back up. It felt even worse being there all day for 8 hours on your feet. So in the wintertime, if it's cold outside and it's snowing, it's cold in the factory, really cold in the factory. And then having to wake up, dust your car off, which I actually like the snow. What made me not like snow so much was because I had to get up in the morning, extra early in the morning, dust the car off in the dark. For me, my sleep got cut in the wintertime because you had to wake up extra early. If it was super hot outside that day in the summertime, it's double times that inside the factory. I remember one time someone tried to get us an extra 10-minute break. They put a note on the time clock saying, by law, we don't have to give you a 10-minute break. This is a privilege that we give this to you. Things like that would happen. And then after they did that, I guess they felt a little bad. When it was really hot on certain days, they would hand out popsicles, just to calm us down. Just one. Sometimes I would just sit in the bathroom and just reflect, wow, how am I going to get out of here? Just the scheduling. I finally saved up some money, had all my bills out of the way, and I just knew I was going on vacation. I was waiting on Friday to get my check. We got paid on Friday. On Thursday, they told us it's mandatory to come in on Saturdays. I was waiting for the weekend to go out of town. I didn't know where I was going, but all I knew was that I was going. I haven't vacationed in a very long time. Saturdays, for the next couple of weeks, we have to come in on Saturdays. It was so devastating when they said that. Dang, I just got on my feet, I just got everything together, and now I'm trying to do something good for myself, go on vacation, and I can't because now it's a mandatory that we come in on Saturday. People that had kids, I really felt bad for them because you would hear some of them say, how am I going to see my kid now? How am I going to pick my kid up from school? I really wanted to go on my vacation, but you're missing time with your kid. I really felt for them when they said that. And it's what can you do, because it's your job. When things like that would happen, it would make me really depressed coming into work. I never knew what day I was going to miss until the morning that I woke up. Some days I would wake up early. I would get up, get dressed, take a shower, brush my teeth, and I would be I'm not going in today. I can't go in there today. I just can't. Some days I wouldn't even get ready. I would just wake up. I would wake up early. I would just be lying there and I would just be I can't go in there today. I cannot go in today. It will always be based on how I'm feeling that morning. It's really sad. I have some really down days just because of working in the factory. I remember when I was in the 5th grade, our teacher wanted us to write about how we felt about an article and it was talking about how a certain percentage of Americans have heart attacks. And as a kid, I didn't understand that because I thought, well, don't you pick your job? Why don't you just leave? You get older and you see how life is, and it's sometimes you do have to make sacrifices and work at places you do not want to work at. I would think, what if I have a heart attack one day? I actually used to think that I hate coming in here, and I don't like using that word. That's how I felt working in factories. But when I would feel like that, I think you know what, situations could be worse. You could have no job, and I would have to remind myself, and I had to stop thinking about that article that I did in 5th grade. The biggest problem was the people. The people are very negative. There are There are a handful of good people that work in the factory. They complain a lot. They complain about every little thing. Don't get me wrong, like I felt how I felt about the job, but I didn't feel that it was okay to share it with anybody. I didn't feel like it was okay to keep telling somebody, oh, I hate coming in here every day. They would say things like that. And it's like, I do too, but you don't have to tell me that. First shift, second shift, third shift, they're always in competition with each other. They're always blaming something. Oh, third shift left this. Oh, first shift left that, second shift did that. They always complain about each other, trying to get each other in trouble. So I looked at it as like, if it's a place that we all work in, we should all help each other out. But they didn't look at it that way. And I understood there was some people that would slack and purposely leave stuff behind for the next shift. I get it, but okay, it was certain ways I felt that they could handle it, but the way they handled it was very, very childish. And these were grown adults. I'm talking people over 40 years old. I remember I came in there one time. There was someone fighting over a piece of paper that had printed out because they wanted to put the paper on the box. It was just me and them right there, and I was just looking like I don't even know what to say. I just walked away. It was just so mind-boggling. They were arguing at each other, like calling each other names. I'm like, wow, this is really happening right now. And I just walked away. It's like a little game of them being in competition. Like it's always something where people are trying to be better than somebody. People trying to get other people fired for no reason, just because they don't like them. The person that I was working with, I got tired of listening to their negativity every single day. Every day I would come in there, my coworker would talk so negative, and I was just so tired of it. And I decided to move. And I was like, you know what, I've been at this machine for 6 months. Let me try a different machine. Let me at least, try something else. And they were mad. Like my coworkers, they were mad at me. They didn't directly say that to me, but you felt their vibes. I remember coming in saying hi to them one day, and they didn't say anything. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm not in their section anymore. And they didn't really want to talk to me. Even managers were coming up to me calling me a traitor because I moved to a different section of the same plant that we all worked in. They would call me traitor. One of them said, you're a troublemaker, call me a troublemaker. And I just laughed like, haha, yeah, like, and I didn't care because it just opened my eyes to let me know this is how people are. Grown people actually act like this. And what that taught me was people want you to stay where they want you to stay, that they want to keep you in that spot. And I just thought it was weird but for managers and supervisors to say like, you're a traitor, you're a troublemaker, just because I decided I wanted to move to a different spot, it was a big deal for them. As long as they weren't stopping me from doing that, I didn't care what they had to say. And I didn't talk too much. I was very quiet. I didn't talk to too many people. I was just there for a check. My last straw working at the factory, there was a guy that worked there for maybe like a couple of months. I've been there for about a year already. And he asked one of the supervisors if I could move and he could work in my spot. In this spot for months now. And then for somebody new to just ask the supervisor, hey, can I work in her spot? And you just grant his wish, and just move me. They would move you based on their favorites, who they like the most, and things like that would happen. And I just used to think like, how am I going to get out of here? I have to get out of here. In 2020, when COVID happened, it was a very devastating moment, but it was a blessing for me because when everything shut down, it gave me time to think of what the next moves that I wanted to make in life because I did not know how to get out of that factory. If it wasn't for COVID, I probably would still be working at a factory now. And if you work in a factory, thinking about working in a factory, have a plan, make your money, and get out of there. That is not a place that you want to stay for the rest of your life, especially if you're young. For anybody, any age, you can get out of the factory. A lot of people are negative in there. They complain a lot. Block it out the best way you can. Think positive. And think about your plan while you're in there because you're going to have plenty of time to think. 8-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts. You have time to think. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Put yes in the comments if you ever worked in a factory or a warehouse. And if you would like to, let me know how your experience was working there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.